Well, it's time now for On the Radar, which is a close look at what a money manager is watching in the markets these days. Lenka Martinek is our expert today. She's with Nordis Capital. And Lenka, one thing that you want to talk about is the healthcare sector and why you're increasing your exposure there.
Yeah, sure. So very consistent with what we saw in your demonstration of markets today. Anything that is tied to economic growth is really taking it on the chin this morning as a reflection of a global growth slowdown. And so the traditional sort of, what do investors do in this environment? They look for places to hide in more defensive sectors, things where demand is a little bit stickier and where potentially inflation won't be such a problem. And so for us as sustainability investors, we do look to the healthcare space. The reason for that is because it's an area obviously with very high impact on individuals' lives. And so we think that this is a good intersection between sort of hiding from a global growth slowdown in a sort of an impactful sector as well. Now, of course, we're not immune from tariffs in this sector. It is interesting that in the U.S. There was a carve-out for pharmaceuticals, so I think that is quite important. But I don't suggest that that is something that will last long term. So we have to be very, very careful of that. If we go back in time to when we think about what the U.S. has said as in terms of strategic national security concerns, pharmaceutical is very high on the list. And so the idea of bringing pharmaceutical back to the U.S. soil is very, very important and critical to this administration. And so the idea here is that there will be punitive measures on the pharmaceutical industry if they don't bring them back. So big pharma is a bit of a special case, but generally speaking, when you think about healthcare, these are services that we need that will continue to be provided. And so we think that the sector as a whole will do well. We have to navigate sort of this tariff environment. But again, when we take a page from the last tariff, the last Trump administration, there were always carve-outs for the healthcare equipment and medical space because it's such a critical environment. And so companies, particularly service companies, I think will do very well. I mentioned earlier Quest Diagnosis, for example, is something. These are diagnostics that happen in domestic soil. And so these are the types of companies. Abbott Laboratories would be another where we think that demand will stay strong and fairly insulated from tariffs.
Why do you like Quest and Abbott, aside from their relative non-exposure to the tariff situation?
At the moment, basically, so far they haven't responded particularly well in this environment, but we do see that that there is this sort of idea of defensiveness, that the stocks won't go down. Quest particularly is very, very advanced in artificial intelligence, and so we think that there's a little bit of an edge in that space because they've been very, very quick relative to peers to bring in artificial intelligence in diagnostic imaging. And so there's some sort of good long-term fundamentals for the productivity in this space, as well as this protective measure against tariffs.
What about medical equipment, medical devices, that category? Do you have, you may not have a handle on this yet, but do you have any sense of how it was affected by the tariff announcement yesterday?
Yeah, so far there has been, from my understanding, there has been no carve-out. So if you're a company that's making pacemakers or stents for hearts and things like this, hip replacements, so far if you're a manufacturer that is manufacturing in Canada for the American market, you are at risk of tariffs. But as I mentioned in the previous Trump attempt for tariffs, one of the very first carve-outs was in the medical equipment space for this reason, because it's very, very critical to saving lives. And so we think that the sort of the equipment manufacturer lobby is very, very strong, and that is something that will very quickly get negotiated.
Do you have any exposure to non-U.S. healthcare stocks? Our sector here in Canada is very, very small. It's populated by marijuana companies. But what about Europe or Asia? Do you have any exposure there?
So we do. We actually do. Despite what I just mentioned in terms of the pharmaceutical companies, we do hold a position in Eli Lilly and in Novo Nordisk. And Eli Lilly is, of course, one of the companies that has had a big announcement to say that they will start manufacturing on U.S. soil, and the stock has done comparatively well on that basis. So we are a little bit involved in the sort of big pharma space, but I think we have to tread very, very lightly here. Be very careful.
That's Lenka Martinek. She's our